Hey, so we have an adhesive capsulitis program for you. This will take about 10 to 15 minutes of your day. If you can try to get to 2 to 3 times a week, that would be the best. And I'm gonna show you the items that you're gonna need to get started. So you're gonna have a yoga mat. That's optional for you. It's really just for comfort. Grab yourself a chair and a resistance band. So I have a light one and a medium one. If you don't have both, that's fine. I'd rather you go for the lighter resistance band. And then you have a weighted plate. It can be a plate like this, 5 pounds, no more than 5 pounds, or you can use a kettlebell or a dumbbell, whatever you have. It could be a weighted ball even, anything you have. So go ahead, grab those items and I'll show you how to get started. Now that you have those items, let's go ahead and roll out your yoga mat. And we're gonna set up your resistance band. Find anywhere you can anchor it. We're gonna go ahead and just do it about shoulder height. Now I'm just doing a loop and that's gonna work for me. Or you can do it through a doorway, up to you. We're gonna go through 5 supersets, which means we're gonna go through 2 exercises at a time. You're gonna do exercise 1, exercise 2, and then you go back and forth until we complete it. So grab your weight. We're gonna do circular hangs. Brace yourself onto the chair, and I want you to begin to release that shoulder, and you're gonna do clockwise motions here. We're gonna do 2 sets of 12 here. After you do 12, go ahead and go the other way, counterclockwise. Really release that shoulder. Good, so that's your first one. Now we're gonna go into tabletop stretch. Come on over. So we're gonna get into a tabletop position, hands here, right below your shoulders, and knees down. With the affected shoulder, I want you to walk that hand out. You're gonna slowly bend the opposite hand, really digging into that stretch. And then come back up. You're gonna do 12 of those. If you're experiencing any pain at the very end, just back off a little bit. Don't push through the pain, just back off a little bit. You're just trying to get warmed up for what we're about to do. Really lean into that affected side. This is the last one for me. Make sure you finish up. Good. All right, now I'm gonna go back to circular hangs. Grab your weight, hang on that affected side. Take all the slack off that shoulder, start with clockwise. The point is to try and get some traction in that shoulder joint and get a little more space in there and some movement. Try to release all that stickiness. And the other way once you've done 12. Good, remember, relax. Good. Once that's done, let's go back. We're gonna do tabletop stretch one more time. Again, with your affected side, get into tabletop position. That's the side that's gonna reach forward. Excuse my breathing if you can hear it. Make sure at that end of the range, take a deep breath out and sink into that stretch. Yep. All right, next superset, we're gonna do Mackenzie press-ups and then thoracic spine, side laying. We're gonna do both sides. So come on over. We're gonna do some Mackenzie press-ups. You're gonna lay on your stomach. So elbow press-ups from there, that's your modification. Chest is on the ground, and then you're gonna press your chest up through your elbows. The point is stretching your spine, but also it's loading up your shoulder joint by adding pressure. Good. Do 12. We're gonna do 2 sets of 12. Relax those glutes, breathe. At the top, yeah. Really drive through those elbows to get that chest open. This is the last one for me, so try and get to 12. Good. Now side laying. You're gonna do both sides, and you're gonna have your knees at 90 degrees, laying on your side, hands are touching, and you're gonna begin to open up like a windmill, really dropping that shoulder nice and wide. If you're having a hard time getting your arm up, it's okay, just lower it down so that it's not as wide. Good, doing 12. Breathing in, breathing out as you open, trying to get that opposite shoulder to touch the ground. Now, if you already have a lot of mobility, you can do this on the bed, so then that way your hand can drop down further past the ground. I've got 2 more, try and get to 12. We're gonna do the opposite side in just a moment. Good. Now I'm gonna switch and do the opposite side. Working on some thoracic mobility, but guess what? You're also getting some chest openers. You're relaxing that chest and getting some shoulder mobility all with it. Very multi-purposed stretch. Breathing out at the bottom when your hands are open to get some extra mobility. Really let that shoulder drop to the other side. This is 8, we're gonna go to 12. Two more. $11. 12. Last one. All right, great. Back onto your stomach. Let's get into those elbow press-ups. Get those elbows nice and tucked in. Drive through your elbows to get that chest up. Relax your glutes. Remember, at the top, breathe out, load that elbow. 2 more. Relax, good. Back to thoracic mobility here. Remember, knees at 90, touch the hands and then open. Again, if you're having a hard time opening up your arms, just lower that hand down just so you don't have to be as wide. Sink into that stretch. 2 more for me. Where are you at? Try and get to 12. Pause this video if you're not. Good. That's 12. Now we're going to do the other side. Knees at 90. Really open up that chest again. If you have pain up here, just bring that arm down. Keep it up. I'm at 10. Where are you at? Try and get to 12. Good. All right, moving on to next superset. We're gonna do some movements at the chair. So grab your chair, get ready. If you don't know what scapular push-ups are, let me remind you. Go ahead, grab the armchair position, almost like you're gonna get into push-ups, right? But instead of doing a push-up, the movement comes from your scapula. So we're doing scapular push-ups, drawing your chest towards the floor. And then you're squeezing your shoulder blades together, and then you push away. So we're doing 2 sets of 12 here. Keep it up. Keeping those elbows straight. You don't want to bend. Good. All right. Next one, we're going to go into shrugs, body weight shrugs. So almost like you're in a seated position. Bring those feet out. Arm is straight, and you're gonna slowly draw your butt downward, and then you're gonna push up in that chair, driving your shoulders downward. Good. Now, the easier it is, the more bent your feet are, but straighten them out, it gets harder. That's more body weight, keeping those elbows straight. We're gonna do 12, keep it up. I'm halfway, where are you? You'll start to feel things shaking a little bit. That's good. That's a good sign. And that's 12. Good. We're going to go through it again. Scapular push-ups. Elbows are straight, drawing that chest forward, squeezing your shoulder blades together, and then away. You push it away. Good. 12. Here we go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. Back to shoulder shrugs. Turn back around. Again, if it's too hard with your legs straight, just bend those knees like you're in a seated position. And drop those shoulders down and push up, driving upwards. Good. We're getting movement in that shoulder joint, but also your scapula. Scapula plays a huge role in your shoulder range of motion. We want as much movement as possible with adhesive capsulitis. This is 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. Hang with me. We're gonna do another superset. We're gonna head over to the bands. We're gonna do banded rows and banded chest press. Now, we're just gonna do single arm. If you have time, do the other side. It's super important to make sure we keep that muscle balance. So with your affected side, we're gonna start with some chest press. Now, if you need to, split your stance so you have a little more support. And obviously, the further out I go, the more tension on the band I have. If it's too much, take a step back. It doesn't need to be that much, all right? So hands on your side, split stance. Try and get that elbow up, and then you're gonna press, driving horizontally. Good. We're gonna do 2 sets of 12. You got it. Again, if it hurts to have your shoulder up this high, guess what? You can just drop it down a little bit, but I want a little bit of discomfort. Keep it up. I've got 2 more. Where are you at? Good. Guess what? We get to just turn around. We're gonna go into banded rows. So with your affected side, I'm gonna switch so you can see. Again, I want you in a split stance, okay? Now, the further back I go, the more resistance. So stay where you can row at least 12 of them, okay? Thumb is up, split stance, hand at your side, and row. I want you to keep that elbow down close to your body this time. Not high, down. And squeeze your shoulder blade together. We're gonna do 12. I'm at 6. Keep it up. Controlled on the way in and controlled on the way out. 2 more for me. Try to get to 12. Good. And then we switch. Same thing. On your affected side. Split stance, ready, and chest press. You're really trying to aim to get that fist right out in front of you, about midline to your eyesight. So not outward, that way, more front. Good. Driving that shoulder forward. Good. Good, and turn back around. We're gonna go back to rows. Split stance. So if the band is in my right hand, your left leg is in front. Ready? Row back, elbows drop down. 2, 3, control the whole way. When you bring it in and as you let it out, you'll actually shake more trying to control it on the way out. That's working your muscles, improving your muscular stability. That's what we need, is stability with these muscles, but also a way to stretch them so we can improve our range of motion. 10, 11, 12. Good. All right, you've made it. We're at our last superset. So what I want you to do is untie or grab your lightest resistance band, okay? You're gonna take a step onto the band so you have some tension on that band. You're gonna hold with your affected arm, knees slightly bent a little bit. We're gonna do some upright rows. I want you to do 2 sets of 12. Let me show you what the next exercise is in just a moment. So I'm rowing with my arm right along my side, and I'm bringing my elbow up as high as I can. I realize this is gonna be hard for you because you have adhesive capsulitis. So if you need to, just stop where you can. That's fine. Over time, your range of motion will improve and your strength will improve, and you'll be able to get higher as you get better at it. If you can, also do the other side. Maybe you're doing it together. That could be a great option too. Trying not to compensate, you know, sometimes to get our arm up, we start to tilt the head. Try not to do that as well. You're staying upright as much as possible. You're going to 12. Ready? 2 more. Good. Okay. This is a tough one too. If this band is still too heavy for you, grab a lighter one. We're gonna do some banded abductions. So, good. Now I realize this may be tough. If you need to, shorten the range. Only go up as high as you can, but I do want some tension on that shoulder as you're trying to do shoulder abduction. Again, trying not to compensate by leaning. Stay upright as much as you can. Good. 11, 12. Yeah, that burned. Good one. Okay, back to upright rows. We're gonna get to 12, okay? So step on that band. Tension is already at the bottom as you're holding it. Arm is straight to start. Again, you're upright, and then you're gonna row from here. Good. Almost there. Again, trying not to compensate with the bending. We don't want to worsen our muscular imbalance. This is 10, 11, 12. Good. All right. Now we're going to do abduction. So step on that band. If it's too much tension, you don't need that much. So step on it further away if you need to. Again, no compensating. Ready, 12. These are burners. I think your average person wouldn't even be able to do this, just like me. It's hard. It is hard. Woo! I guess we saved best for last. And rest. Good job. I'm glad you went through it. See you next time.